Hi everybody. So this is our Acquire a Fine for reading, and it's Monday, and it's one of our last sort of reading videos. Well, no, we've got a couple more, but it's our last week of doing these in this way. So let's have a look at this. We know what we're doing with our Acquire a Fine and how we analyze. So we analyze in our Acquire a Fine, and we read it to enjoy. So don't care what Metamata is. Don't. I just want to enjoy it. So we've got what looks like a poem. We've got three little verses here. So it's given the impression that it's a poem. The tide rises, the tide falls, and it's by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. The tide rises, the tide falls. The twilight darkens, the curlew calls. Along the sea sands damp and brown, the traveller hastens towards the town. And the tide rises, the tide falls. Darkness settles on roof and walls, but the sea in the darkness calls. The little waves with their soft white hands efface the footprints in the sands, and the tide rises, the tide falls. The morning breaks, the steeds in their stalls stamp and neigh as the ostler calls. The day returns, but nevermore returns the traveller to the shore. And the tide rises, the tide falls. And that is our text. So, all we need to do, we've read the text. What we need to do now is need to look through, clarify the words. Now, with a poem, I think the most important thing is to understand the words first, the individual pieces of vocabulary. So, it might be that you need to remember what the tide is. Year fives, we should know what the tide is. The tide, when the sea comes in and out due to the gravitational force of the moon. Now, twilight, you might want to find out twilight. Now, obviously, in these videos, I'll underline it. If you don't know what, go off and find it. Go on Google, go get a dictionary, go find out what these words mean. So twilight, the curlew. The curlew calls. Now, you could infer what it might be because you've got the word calls afterwards, but it'd be a guess. Along the sea stamps damp and brown, the traveller hastens. Now you might know what hastens mean, but you might need to check. And the tide rises, the tide falls. Darkness settles, we know all that, we know these words. Efface the footprints. Now I'll be honest. I'm guessing with that word, I think I know what it means because of what the poem's talking about. But I would check that one. The morning breaks, the steeds in their stalls. You might need to know what steeds and stalls are. Stamp and neigh. That gives quite a big clue though. We've got another one here though. Ostler calls. They must be animals. The day returns, but nevermore returns. There we go. So I think they're the main words that we may not be familiar with. Like I've said, your year fives, bit of independent learning. Go find what those mean. You're going to need to know what they mean to understand the poem more. In terms of underlining anything that stands out, the thing that stands out for me, there's a few things. First thing, these lines are repeated. And I'm going to think, well, why are they repeated? Other things I might spot. Little waves with soft white hands. Well, that's personification, isn't it? Waves don't have hands, people have hands. So I've got a nice bit of personification there. So there's little bits that you can pick out. With it being a short text, it might not feel like you need to do as much, but you could even think about each verse. Well, what's happening in here? What's happening in this one? And what's happening in this one? Well, in this last one, we've got animals. It's the morning. So it's morning. And I'm going to get, these are animals. Animals awake. Awaken. So if that's the morning, we've got the morning that starts here. We've got darkness here. And we've got twilight here. So in all three, we've also got a time of day. So all of these are a time of day. So we've got a time of day there, a time of day in this verse, and in this one we've got a time of day which we've worked out is morning. Now, you might work out what twilight means. There's enough there. So, not as much necessarily to read and to analyse, but still things to analyse. Just from this video, I've now worked out that each verse is some sort of time of day. We've got repeating lines at the end. Why they're repeated, you might want to start thinking about that. You might want to make a note of that. We've got personification. We've also got bits of vocabulary we might just need to check on. But there you go. There's our analysing. You might have done different things. You might have written different questions down. I look forward to seeing them. These are just my annotations. So well done and good luck with that, guys.